All right, now we're live, it says. Let's see, are we going? Are we going? I don't know. I can't tell. I'm checking on here to see if the thing, like... Oh, yeah, we're live.
Okay.
We are live.
Just
you can tell this is the first one we've done.
Yep.
Whoever's watching this.
So now we know.
Now we know.
All right. So welcome, everyone.
Yeah, to our first live stream.
Our first one.
Yeah. Hopefully this goes better than the one that we were a guest on where our connection kept falling in and out.
Yeah. Hopefully this is not that way.
Yeah, but we got a wire.
Yep.
So
connected, like a very lengthy wire.
Yeah, a very lengthy wire just running from the house out here. So I hope no one trips on it inside.
Yeah.
We'll probably see like a big tug.
Yeah. Everything just goes.
Yeah.
It's like connection lost.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is a time of video that we would typically do like as a tasting video.
Yeah.
But we just said, you know what, let's just do it as a stream because why not? And yeah, we're going to do that.
Yeah. So I guess let's get started.
Let's get started. So we could just do it where we just pour all of them at once and then just kind of go backward and forth with what we think.
So, still want to do our intro. So, welcome back to Drinks and Chill. My name's Gio. This is Matt. Yep.
You know, because I always wave. And my chair's just going to fall backwards.
No.
I should have set this up ahead of time. We're not prepared for this.
No, we're really not.
Usually this is the kind of stuff we can edit out, but not in one of these.
This one.
No. All right. So we have 4 glasses here because we're going to be trying 4 whiskeys. Mm-hmm. The Maker's Mark, FAE01, FAE02, BRT01, BRT2.
Sounds exciting.
It's hot in here. I need to turn this down some more. But I guess we just start pouring.
Yep. Okay.
All right. So even though we're not doing it as a blind tasting, I'm still going to use the little red and green and blue cups just so I can tell them apart. Or actually, you know what? No, let's do this strategically. Like FAE02 is this in the second glass.
Okay.
Because it was the second one to come out. And if we ever need more, we can pour more. FAE01 in the first glass. Because it was the first one to come out. See what I'm doing?
I see what you're doing.
And then the BRT01 in the third glass because it was the third to come out.
Oh, okay.
And then BRT02 in the fourth glass because, well, it was also the third to come out, but 2 comes after 1. And 4 comes after 3.
Okay.
So bam. So the idea of this is to see, I guess we can see like as a duo, which is better, the FAEs or the BRTs. And then we can also see like just which one individually is better of all 4.
All right. So we got here FAE01, 2, then BRT1, and BRT2.
Yep. And I got these little cups out because I thought we'd use them, but I guess we're not. But I think this is pretty easy to keep up with. All right, so we'll just
try them?
Try them, yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're going to start with the first one?
Yeah.
Come on.
Wait, let's do it by the microphone.
There we go.
Headphone warning. A little bit too late headphone warning. This one smells really good. And
Yeah.
like all of these were really good. And I was like, we could do them as a blind, but I feel like when it's a blind, the idea is so that you don't have any like bias.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember just liking all of these.
Yeah.
That BOTO2 kind of took some time to grow on me, but I did end up liking
After
that
it
one.
kind of like settled in a little bit.
Yeah. But I did end up liking all of them. Yeah, that's like really rich, bright.
Has that caramel note to it, which I really enjoy.
Yeah. Really strong vanilla. There's a little like spice thing going on there, like maybe a cinnamon. Yeah, the FAE one was like, that was like one of the first ones that we had on the channel where it was like a limited edition sort of, I guess, recent release one that we were like real excited about. And then when we tried it, we were just like, wow, this is good. Because before that, we had just sort of been reviewing like, for lack of a better term, basic whiskeys.
Well, nothing like limited release ones.
Yeah.
Like we did a couple of store pick ones.
Yeah.
Before then, but that's about as close as limited as we got. And I remember with FAO2 when we first tasted it, it didn't live up to the FAO1, if I remember correctly. But I don't know, maybe it'll be different this time.
Yeah, well, I feel like that one kind of grew on me because as you can see, the FAO2 is the lowest.
Oh, yeah.
And like I tried that one again, like just by myself, and I was like, wow, that's really good. So I was drinking that one for a little bit.
That one's much sweeter.
Yeah.
Like a butterscotch candy. That one I can smell more vanilla.
Yeah, this has like more of a sweetness than this one did. This one is, I feel like this one is a little bit heavier on the nose. This one is coming in a little bit lighter.
The first one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting like the FAO1 has like a more of a woodsy smell than this one here.
Yeah. For the 2020... Well, look, you're right, because it says the first release, FAA1, is fruit forward with more focus on barrel extractives. Okay. So it's, I think it is supposed to have more of that barrel impact on it. And then it says the second release, FAO2, is texture focused to really highlight the Maker's Mark mouthfeel. It's round, creamy, and mouth coating.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll...
That's where that sweetness is coming through. Yeah. Like BRT. Well, that smells different.
It does smell different, right? I feel like it's like really strong caramel. Like you ever have like
Are those the butterscotch candies? The little round ones? Those are butterscotch candies, right?
Yeah. No, but what I got here was definitely caramel. It's like when you get like a caramel macchiato from Starbucks and you like sit for a minute, so like all the caramel kind of sinks to the bottom of the cup, and then you're just left with that. So like your last few sips are just real caramelly.
Yeah.
That's what this is. On the nose, at least. And I don't remember it being that strong caramel the first time we tried it.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Every time I smell these, it seems like I'd smell it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Our memory is terrible.
But it's like, even when we were trying the BRTs, and that video is going to come out tomorrow, the first time we tried the BRTs, I just remember thinking, like, each time I went back for a sip, it was, like, different.
Yeah.
Like, that it was just kept changing as it just sat here in the glass. It was crazy.
And it was, like reversing. Like, we liked it was 1, right, that we liked more.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, as we tasted more and more, 2 kind of took over.
Yeah. All right, I'm still getting that caramel thing, but not as strong as the first one, which is what I remember from the first time we tried it. Is the nose on the 1 was very robust, whereas the nose on the 2 was a little bit more.
It was muted, right?
Yeah, it was a little more toned down. I feel like I am getting though more on the nose.
I think the bottle got aired out a little bit because I don't remember it being like the initial smell was this much.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the first smell being like when we first smelled it being this much. I mean, I feel like it's still not as strong as the smell of the BRT01,
Mhm.
but it was
It was more and more toned down.
yeah, more toned down than this.
Which is actually a pretty good thing.
Yeah. I feel like they're very different. Like the FAEs had like I feel like they had that sort of like heavy vanilla thing going for them, whereas these two had like a caramel thing going for them.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. And if I had been smart, I would have got us some waters to have out here.
Oh yeah. Did you want to try this?
Yeah, let's try it. This is FAE
01.
01.
So I do remember this one being sharper on the palate.
Yeah. Got a water dropper here in case we want to use it. It's raining outside, so you might hear little drops of rain on the AC unit or something.
Pitter patter.
Pitter patter. Yeah, that's really nice.
I enjoy it. It's a little bit sharper on the palate, so
Yeah.
it probably
It's a little good.
just take a little bit of time just to slowly.
Yeah. It's a little bit sharper than I remember it being, to be honest.
Yeah, because we tried it twice. We tried it once with the initial review, and then we tried it again when we did the blind one.
Yeah, and then we tried it again when we reviewed the FAE02 because we did a comparison.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we tried that one a few times. And then I think we've tried that one a few times on the channel because we really liked it, but it had that little sharpness thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
O2?
O2. So this one's not as sharp. It's sharp on the way down a little bit.
Yeah. Like when you first swallow it, just kind of gets there real quick, but then it's creamy, like the bottle said. It's the 2 is supposed to focus more on like how it feels in the mouth, and I think they kind of hit the nail on the head with it.
I think so too.
It does have that sort of creamy, warm feeling when it goes down thing going on.
And it has a nice what was it called?
Like the finish?
Yeah, there we go. The finish.
Yeah. We can't edit this out.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, number 1 again.
Number BRT01.
So the sharpness is there. It's kind of in between of FAE01 and FAE02. I feel like it's a mixture of both too, because I'm getting that creaminess
Yeah, like I was gonna say it's definitely creamier than the FAE 01. But I feel like I didn't get that warmth that I got from the FAE 02 with this one.
And then the sharpness is just all in the front of the palate as opposed to the back.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to say which ones I like better because like I like all of them and they all have different things going for them.
Yeah.
But
Right. So let's try this. So this is a BRT 02.
Yep, last one.
I like that one.
Yeah. And I remember like when we tried the BRTs for the first time, the more I drank the two, the more I liked it. Like each sip I took, I liked it more. And I don't think that's any different right now.
The sharpness is there, but for me, like the sharpness is not like actually on the tongue, but like kind of like the fumes of the, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like you can feel it in, like you can like feel it, but it's not on your tongue.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's just sort of like there somewhere, but you can't really tell where.
Like if you breathe it in, then that's what it's like, and you can taste the sharpness just by breathing it.
Yeah. No, that one was really good. The BRT 02. I feel like when I first tried the FAEs and I tried them together, I liked the one the best, but I feel like this time the twos took it from me. For both of them.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think the FAE 02 kind of did it for me.
Yeah. That one was really good. Yeah.
Maybe the BRT one. I think I like the BRT one.
The most?
Because that one has some creaminess. You do taste that caramel.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I have some water in this little fridge right here.
Okay.
I have ginger ale.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's close enough. No, I don't. Honestly, that isn't close enough because the ginger ale will really mess with your palate.
Oh, so is that what we're going to do?
Well, I'm not trying to mess with my palate. I just wanted something to drink, like between these, because.
So all we got is ginger ale and more alcoholic beverages. So I guess ginger ale is.
I mean, I could go back to the house and get water.
Yeah.
But I can't edit it out.
No.
Because this is a live stream.
So we'll need
That's awkward.
In the future to do this.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, we can pause, right?
Yeah, we can be like, hey, guess what? We'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then pause the live stream.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
We're still learning, guys. Those of you who will watch this back, because...
Yes, please let us know how to pause the live stream. Or if there's any improvements on what we can do here.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I guess we'll try with drops because we kind of went through our finishes with it as well. Like when we were discussing it, we did a taste and then the smell.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can do with the drops.
Yeah. Oh, see, I just tried that BRT2 again.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it.
You like that one? All right. This is without drops again.
Sorry, I want to figure out what my favorite is before adding the water and then after adding the water. They're all really good. That's the thing.
The BRT 2 has that tanginess to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why you liked it.
I think so. Yeah. I'm going to go with the BRT 2 being my favorite of the 4. And honestly, the FAO 1 is probably my least favorite of the 4. And FAE 2 and BRT 1. FAO 2 might have a slight edge on BRT 1.
Yeah, that sharpness that the FAO 1 has is pretty extensive compared to the others.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason why.
FAO 1 is definitely sharper. Now, it is the highest proof of all of these, but only by like a little bit. Because it's 110.6. And then both the BRTs are 109.4 and this is 109.1.
Okay.
So it's at least a proof point higher, but I don't know if a single proof point would really have it be that big of a...
Apparently it does.
Guess so.
Maybe that heaviness, that cream and more caramel tasting kind of helps alleviate some of that sharpness, even though the sharpness is still, or the alcohol content is still there for both of them.
Yeah.
Yep. So maybe with a couple of drops, it'll completely change in regard to that.
Okay.
All right. So did you find out which one you like the most?
I think I like the BRT 2 the most.
I think with this tasting, I'll go with the BRT 1.
Okay. Yeah, I think...
And that can change in the next video.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That can change in the next, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, just in this first tasting straight, I like the BRT 2. And then next, I probably like the FAE 2.
FAE 2 is next, yeah.
Yeah, and then BRT 1 and then FAE 1.
Yeah, BRT 2 and then FAE 1.
All right.
Which is kind of strange because all the times I did a FAO 1, I really enjoyed them.
Yeah. But it's not that the FAO 1 isn't good. It's just...
Compared to the others, it's...
Yeah.
And I think it's that sharpness. I really do. I think it's that sharpness that kind of gets voted off.
Yeah.
The island.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, that's an interesting thought.
What's that?
Should we vote it off the island? Just get rid of it from the lineup?
Like completely? Well, no, because the drops may change it completely.
That's true. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's do the drops.
But that is a good video to do in the future.
Yeah.
Like if we have like 4 of them like we do now, like with different ones, then we can vote the least. Not like vote which one we think is the best at that moment. Just vote the least.
Yeah.
And do that until we get to 1.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting one.
Yeah, that'd be fun to do. All right.
All right. So I'll do... Mine's kind of uneven there.
Yeah, so are mine.
Well, yours is more equal than mine. Like this one just randomly high. Okay, let me just...
I think I'm going to do 1, 1, 2, 1.
Let me just even this one out.
Oh, okay. And it lets us drink more. All right, yeah, they're pretty even now.
All right, that's the closest I'm going to get.
So I'm going to add 2 drops to each one.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Almost made it all the way. There you go.
This one's much darker, so it kind of like throws me off of how much is actually in there.
Is it that? Is it darker? I guess. No. Maybe.
Because these two are even, and this one's a little bit darker, and this one is, I guess, the lowest.
I think you still have a little bit more in that glass. Not a ton more, but like just a little bit.
Right, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to need to put more water in here.
Oh, yeah, eventually I'll need to. I'm doing the whole swirly thing with all of them.
Okay.
because it's just fun to do.
You do what you do. I'm not good at that swirl thing. It's like mine's like.
Well, you're doing pretty good. It's all on the wrist.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's like all Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, next time we'll have like water. Cause
Yeah.
We'll know better.
Yep.
All right. So, should we just start with FAE 1 and work our way through them again?
Yep.
All right. That was nice. So this is just going to be the FAE 1 with water.
Yep. Dose droplets.
Yeah, what he said.
I'm getting more vanilla, oak, and caramel. But that's about it. Just
Yeah,
like the natural smells.
Yeah, the smell has kind of mellowed out because before I was getting that alcohol on the nose, but I feel like I'm not getting that so much anymore.
Like if I really, really try to breathe it in, I get it. But just, the normal smell.
Yeah.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all.
All right, do you want to smell all of them first?
Yeah, let's smell all of them first.
All right.
That way we give our palate a little bit of time to recuperate from the first round of tasting.
From dying.
Yeah.
So this is the
FAE2?
FAO2. It sounds stronger in the smell.
Yeah, it's a little bit spicier. There's I feel like I got more spices coming in on this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like kind of like a peppery.
Yeah.
You would first think it's sharpness, but it's not sharpness.
Yeah. Because again, it's not the alcohol. It's just like the smell itself coming in. That's interesting because I feel like the water mellowed this one out a lot more than it mellowed this one out.
Yeah. Of course, it's not super accurate because we didn't really have the most equal amount, but
Yeah.
I mean to drop off that much.
Yeah. I'm going to try the BRT01. I'm curious to see what the water does to the BRT01 because I just edited that video where we did those and we had very different opinions on the water, whether it should be added to the BRT01 versus the BRT02.
Oh, okay. That smells actually pretty good. Like the caramel kind of comes out a lot more. Like it's already was there, but
yeah, it was. But yeah, I felt like it brought it out a little bit more, which is different than I remember the water doing the first time we tried these.
It smells super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like your whiskey sweet, bourbon sweet, then.
Yeah, that is actually really sweet.
Interesting.
And then the BRT02.
The sweetness is still there. It's not as much there as the 01.
Oh man, this smells so good to me. I could just sit here and smell this all day.
Just when you get more vanilla in it.
Yeah, it really it punched up that vanilla. Man, that first whiff I took out of this glass was just like
Smells good.
Yeah, and I feel like the caramel kind of took a back seat to the vanilla. because the first time I smelled this one, it was all caramel. And then I feel like adding the water, the vanilla and the caramel sort of switched places as far as which one is the dominant note for me. Which I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I really like how it smells. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of interesting.
For me, it's like on par. Like I agree that the caramel is dominant before adding the water, but now it's kind of like evened out.
Yeah.
And so I can smell both kind of neutral.
Yeah. I mean, they're both still there. Like, you don't really have to hunt for the caramel, but
Nope.
I feel like when I took that first whiff, I got the vanilla first. Like, that was the first thing that I noticed, at least. So, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. So you want to try them out?
We'll try them out.
Okay.
FAE 01.
The sharpness took a back seat.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I lost some of the flavor, though, too.
I think I put too much water in there. I think those 2 drops were too much.
It might have been too much, but I put 2 drops on all of them, and they're all pretty equal. This one might have been a little bit more, but we'll see.
Yeah, with that one, I got just sharpness and no flavor.
On that one, it was sweet. I'm not really picking out what that sweetness is, though. And I got the oak. I didn't really get the sharpness.
You didn't?
No, it went... I feel like it was pretty smooth for me that time. It just... I feel like just a lot of the flavors went away after adding the water to that one.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. FAO2.
Yep.
So the water didn't do anything to the sharpness on that one.
No, I got the sharpness still like in the back of my throat.
Mm-hmm.
Flavors are still... I'm getting that oak again like I did on the 01.
The sweetness is still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in the finish.
Yeah. That warmth is still there too. It's not as warm, but it's still there. It's still trying to be creamy, but I don't think, if I was having those two again, I don't think I would add water to either one of them.
Yeah, FAO2, I would not add water.
No.
FAO1, maybe a drop.
Oh, yeah. Maybe, yeah. Now that you say that, I might add like a little bit less to the whole one, but...
2 drops maybe would have been overdoing it there. But just to take away some of that sharpness, but that's the only reason why.
The 2 doesn't need it at all.
So this is a BRT 2?
1.
BRT 1?
Yeah.
Much creamier, much heavier.
Yeah. That did pretty good, actually. I feel like that one stood up to the water a lot better than the first 2 did. And it might have been just because I had a little bit more in the glass for that one. So,
I think that's the one that had more, too.
Yeah. Like, I think for both of us, for whatever reason, we both drink less of that one on our first run-through.
But that was creamier, that was heavier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if this is a thing, but like heavy, like I ate something heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. When we first tried the BRT, and it might have just been because we had more in the glass at the time, but when we tried it in the other video, we said that like, oh, you don't need to add water to this at all.
Oh.
Like, we were like, yeah, don't add water to this one. But this time I'm like, okay, the water didn't hurt it so much. Yeah. It's just kind of like, I might still prefer it without the water, but I don't think the water really
destroyed it as much as we thought it did.
Yeah. All right. And then
okay, the last one.
Yeah, where did I get there? It was like I feel like I got like a licorice on that last, like sort of at the end there. Of that one, like as I was getting ready, I had this note hit me all of a sudden, or flavor hit me, and I think it was licorice. I think I got licorice sort of like at the end of that last sip of the BRT01. We'll pour a little bit more here in a minute and just see what we're still getting, but I feel like I got that. Yeah, still real creamy.
The sharpness is still there on that one.
It is, but I'm not really...
Like, the sharpness is, like, the same. It's not like it didn't die down at all.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That one still has a sharpness, but it still has that creaminess, that sweetness, like, the sharpness was there, but at the same time, it felt smooth. Like, it was sharp and smooth at the same time.
Yeah.
Somehow. I know that makes no sense, but it was, like...
I think this is the one I just said that it was, it had that fume type of sharpness, and now it's just, like, basically on the tongue. Like, kind of got that. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was like, it was smooth at first, and then sharp at the end. So it's like it was like a delayed impact, almost.
So that last sip, nice and smooth.
Yeah.
No sharpness. Just really good.
Yeah. I think even after adding the water, the BRT2 is still my favorite. But I think the BRT2 is my favorite and the BRT1 is my second favorite. Like, I feel like both of the BRTs held up to the water better than both of the FAEs.
Yeah.
And again, it might have just been to do with how much we had in the glass, but the fact that, I don't know, I just think the BRTs held up a lot better than those with the water, and both times we went through, the 2 was my favorite.
Yeah. I think the BRT2 with the water, we'll take it this time, this round. And yeah, second will be the BRT1. And then the others are like on par with each other.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think you are right. So let's pour ourselves a little bit more of each.
Okay.
And then we will kind of give our final thoughts on them, because I don't know why I keep that thing on there. It just keeps coming off.
Well, because you don't want to get it aired out too much, right? If that's a thing. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing.
Well, no, not for that. I'm talking about the little wax thing that's over the cap. Like that little thing.
Well, it's part of the bottle.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep it open for now. But yeah, I think there are... I know that the idea behind these limited releases are that one is supposed to be different than the 2. But I think the FAEs have certain characteristics in common, and the BRTs have certain characteristics in common, like we were talking about before. Now, I don't know if I'd be able to identify like one as one and one as the other, like just blindly. But I think tasting them and knowing what they were, I was like, oh yeah, both of these had this and both of those had that. It's just kind of, it's interesting.
So for any new ones that are joining in right now, so we got the FAO1, which is the first class. And then the second class is the FAO2. And then the third class is going to be our BRT3. And then the last class is going to be our BRT2.
Yeah. BRT1 is the third class.
BRT. Wait, did I not say that?
You said BRT3.
Oh, BRT1. Yeah.
No more BRT for you.
Apparently. Just wanting all the BRTs.
Oh, yeah. Anyone who's watching is like, wait, there's a BRT3? What? All right. So we've tried it without the water. We've tried it with the water. So I feel like just kind of go through it one more time and just see if we still think our initial assessment is still holds true.
Yeah. So I have a can of dry up here, but I didn't open it.
Yeah, I didn't open mine either.
So
I went out. There's a little fridge out there, and if you weren't here for that, we went out just to see like if we had any water there to, like, just sort of cleanse our palate. But I didn't. I just had ginger ale. So I feel like the ginger ale would just make it worse.
Yeah.
So
we're just going in.
Next time we'll have water.
Yeah, definitely.
Because in the past when we do videos like this, like, oh, let me run and get water, and then I'll run and get water, and we just edit that out. But
now we can't do that.
We can't do that here.
Because it's basically like a 2-3 minute to the house and back.
Yeah, it's a good little hike over there.
All right.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to start from this end and work my way down.
You're going to go backwards?
I'm going to go backwards.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because the FAA one may have...
it may be a little bit sharper.
Yeah, or shock our tongue a little bit.
Yeah. So anyone who might be watching or watching the replay back, leave in the chat or in the comments, what is your favorite Maker's Mark limited release of these 4? Now, if you haven't tried all 4, that's fine. Just, put, if you have tried any of these, put it in the chat or the comment. What is your favorite?
Yep.
Because, we're interested to see what, other people like, because I feel like going through these, I do have some that are standing out to me more than others.
Mm-hmm.
But... I mean, some people may, like, obviously they're all good, so I could see one being someone's favorite, another being someone else's favorite.
Yeah. Like, you can't really go wrong in terms of spending money on these.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that BRT02 is just really nice.
And I do like this the second time around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just real creamy. It's like, it's smooth on the tongue, but it still has like that little sharpness in the back.
Slight sharpness in the back as it like flows down.
Yeah.
Just to know like, hey, this is what you're drinking.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
Don't get too crazy.
That sharpness was there a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And that sharpness kind of lingers a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't go away. Like the sharpness is even there on the finish when after you swallow it. You're still kind of feeling the effects of that one. But that's okay.
You still get some flavor of no.
Mm-hmm.
So you still taste the vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess the oakiness of it is more than the two.
Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm not getting as much on this one as I did the first time around?
What's that?
It's the caramel. Like, I'm just not getting it as much on the taste. Or the smell. Did I pour these right? I'm pretty sure I did. And a lot of it might just be because we've been trying a lot of these, so they're kind of starting to blend together. But I'm just taking the lid off because I have the lid off all the others.
Oh.
But
maybe we should put them in order of how we put it in the cups. That would have helped.
Well, I mean, oh, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I know I poured them in the right order, but just to like have them like displayed back here, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but yeah, the caramel is I feel like it's not playing as big a part in either of these the second time around.
Oh, well, with that smell, I got a big with caramel.
Yeah, and I just smelled the BRT02 again, and I got caramel.
Oh, I did the one.
Maybe, that's interesting. Maybe it's something that sort of shows up as it settles, because remember the first time we poured them all, and then we started from this side and worked our way that way. Then this time we're starting from this side, so I wonder...
Yeah, and here we're like going back and forth here at the end instead of just continuing.
So I wonder if it's one of those like flavors or smells that it sort of like develops as it sits in the glass.
Maybe.
That's kind of...
Because we're like going back and forth here. Like here we haven't touched yet.
No, we haven't touched those. Well, that's interesting, but I feel like as I smell them, more so on the smell than the taste, that caramel is coming back.
Yeah. It's very... Was it profound? Is that the word?
Yeah. It's like more profound the more I smell it.
Yeah. Just trying to use words I don't know.
Those SAT words.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, you're not done with the BRTs yet.
Yeah, I'm still going back and forth with them.
Yeah.
So this is the two that I'm doing. Normally he'll like put like little markers saying which ones we're drinking.
Yeah.
But he never does that.
I do sometimes.
You do?
Every now and then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, every now and then. Yeah, it's the more these sit in the glass, the more that caramel shows up, and maybe it's just because I'm looking for it more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that has a lot to do with if you.
I don't think so, because this one, like, even without looking for it, I still smell it.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we'll go past the BRTs and start going into the FAEs.
All right, so I'm gonna do the FAE 2 first.
So the thing about the FAEs over the BRTs, it's much sharper.
Yeah, I think just overall they are sharper. But again, on the FAE 2, I'm getting that vanilla, like just big time on the front end of the smell that you don't get with the BRTs. I mean, you get it, but it's not like dominant. Mm.
It's much lighter than I remembered.
Yeah, it is lighter. I was gonna say I feel like there's sharpness there, but as far as actual flavor goes, yeah, it's not as much as I remember it being. And a lot of that could just have to do with the fact that we've gone through these a few times now and even poured ourselves some more. These are small Glencairns. I don't know if it comes across on the video, but they are the smaller Glencairns, the wee Glencairns, as they say.
Was that what they're called?
Yeah, they're called wee Glencairns. If you look in the bottom of the glass, you can actually see it.
Really?
Well, let's see. Can you?
What's it? Something.
It just says Glencairn. I don't think it says wee Glencairn, but
I don't think it says Glencairn.
yeah, it
Something
does.
else.
Oh yeah, wee Glencairn glass.
Oh, glass is what I'm reading. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you look down, then it actually shows it right. Because if you look at it like this,
okay,
like
it's backwards.
Image. Yeah.
I was like, I see SS. I'm sure that's not Glencairn's.
Yeah, you look into the glass and it says wee Glencairn glass.
So everyone's just watching us look down the glass. All right.
See, now I want to compare that to the BRT too. Yeah, the caramel's coming through big time now. I feel like the longer it sits in here, the more the caramel shows up.
I think it just needed to be stirred a little bit because the first initial taste wasn't really like doing it for me, but when I stirred it more and more, I think something settled in there.
Yeah.
And BRT 2 for me, the caramel comes out a lot after it's settled. Like basically not touched or stirred or anything like that.
Yeah. I think that's honestly, you let it sit in the glass for a while before you try it. And I think that's sort of like, I've heard that.
And that's what you said before, right?
Yeah, well, I've always heard that like it's like a myth or I don't know if it's a myth, but it's something that I've heard that you let the glass or you let the whiskey sit in the glass before you try it for a minute for every year old that it is. So if it's like a 10-year-old whiskey, you want to let it sit in the glass for 10 minutes before you drink it. 12, 15, 18-year-old, 6-year-old, you want to do the same thing. I think these are all between 6 and 8 years. Mm-hmm. That's usually what Maker's Mark does, is about 6 to 8 years. So
it'll be 8 minutes?
Yeah, 6 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
So maybe just by the time that when we went through it the first time, we were trying these first, and then we got to these, they had been sitting there for about 6 or so minutes. Yeah. So,
that's something we should try in the future. So, in the future, let us know in the comments or right now chat if you want.
Yeah.
If you want us to go through, like, we'll have like 4 glasses, and we'll only have 1 bottle.
Yeah.
Let's say, usually what we have, like 15, 12 years, usually what we usually have. Mm-hmm. And so we'll just go through that.
Yeah.
Like in progressions and see what that one does.
Yeah, like pour this one and then like, I don't know, 3-4 minutes later, pour that one. 3-4 minutes later, pour that one.
Until we get to that year.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be interesting to do. I'd be all for that.
Yep. All right. So now the FAE one.
Yeah. I feel like on this second try through, the FAE 2 and the BRT 2 are almost like neck and neck for me. Although I don't want to stick on this BRT 1.
Well, this one's set a little bit more, so let's see.
Okay, that got sharper. But I got the caramel on the flavor a lot.
Really? That one's smoother for me.
Really?
Yeah.
That one became sharper for me for some reason.
Yeah, I do taste the caramel.
Yeah, the caramel.
So it's not like the flavor is gone. I do taste the caramel.
Mm-hmm.
The vanilla.
Yeah, the caramel is just what like took over on that one for me on the BRT one. Oh man, see now I don't know what to do because I really like that flavor, and I don't know which one I like. Let's try the FAO one because
All right, because that's the one that hasn't been touched anyways. So
yeah,
or it's on the second go around.
Yeah. Has a really nice smell.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just like the two, the vanilla is the one that I feel like is the dominant smell here, which is fine.
So I think I already tasted it. So go ahead and before that taste goes away.
It's still the sharper of the four, but I think I was just expecting it, so it didn't put me off as much as that one did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the oak is the dominant note for me for the taste. You get the oak. The vanilla's there. Kind of like that. Some kind of like maybe cinnamony thing going on with that one. Charlemagne says, letting the glass sit for a minute for each year of age is most beneficial on fresh bottle cracks, as doing so allows the juice to get some air and some ethanol to evaporate. So fresh bottle cracks. So if it's already open, then we might want to try it on one that hasn't been opened, which we do.
We still have a lot of those.
Yeah, we have a few of those. So I don't know if we have any that have an age statement though.
I think we got that 18 year, right?
We've opened that one.
Oh, we did?
Oh, well.
No, we didn't. Wait, did we?
The Johnny Walker 18 year, we opened that one a long time ago. But we have...
I thought you had another one that you just recently got.
I have that 21 year that in a small bottle, but I don't know if that will really have the same impact.
And I don't think we can have enough in there for the...
Yeah, I don't think we'd have enough to really test that theory. I have a 12 year that I haven't opened yet. So we could try that.
That'd probably work.
Right? Yeah, that should work.
All right. So we have an idea of it.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know that.
Yeah.
Because that could have changed a lot.
And that makes a lot of sense, too, because once you open the bottle and it's been, like, all of these are open.
It's already been aired out, basically.
Yeah. So that does make a lot of sense.
So we do have one that we'll do in the future.
Yeah. I don't think we have any bourbons that haven't been, or like, I guess aged bourbons, I should say, that haven't been opened yet, but
we can always find one.
Yeah, we can get one if we need to.
All right. Oh, so while I was waiting for him to describe everything, so for the smell, I didn't get that sharpness from the smell instantly.
Yeah.
And I still don't get it, which is kind of weird because I got it instantly from the previous times.
Mm-hmm.
Tasting it, I got that sharpness exactly from the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not the smell.
Mm.
So I don't know if my would it be senses that are shocked in smelling all of them.
I mean, it might be because we've been going back and forth with these four for a while now. So, something like, you know, the first sip you have, I think is always going to hit you a little bit hard.
Yeah.
Just like if it's your first sip of the day, but now that we tried them all, going through one round, and then a second round, and now we're on our third round, it's like, okay, we've kind of acclimated to a lot of these.
Yeah.
To a lot of these things.
So our first round was just plain, but we started with the FAE1, FAE2. For those that are joining in, FAE3 or not FAE3, BRT1 and BRT2.
Yeah.
And then we went backward, or we went the same way, but with
water
the
added.
drops. And then we did 2 drops, and now we're doing it with
no drops, but we're going backwards.
Yeah, the other way.
Just to kind of, do that. But I feel like going back like this has almost equalized the 4 for me. Because when we started with FAO1 and went that way, both times, I was like, okay, the BRT2 is my favorite each time. And the FAO1 is my least favorite each time. But now I'm like, is the FAO1 still my least favorite?
I would say for me it is. Just that when I drink it, and I'm still...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the sharpness is still greater than all of them.
Yeah, it's definitely the sharpest, but I think the fact that I know that now and I expect it, I'm kind of like, all right, let me move past that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just gonna happen with whiskey. You're gonna get whiskeys that are a little bit sharper. And that's never really bothered me, but I know for some people it does. So if it's something that you don't like, then that might not be your favorite, but...
Yeah.
And see, the BRT01, which I just tried, is a little bit sharp, but it's not sharp in the same way the FAE01 is sharp. It's sharp more so in its flavor.
Mm-hmm. Like that spiciness you're referring to, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, like this one is sharp on the flavor, whereas this one is sharp on just like the feel of it.
So the one I tried previously was the BRT2, and now I'm trying the FAE2.
Yeah, and I'm trying the BRT2. We're just having a free for all now.
Yeah.
Now on that one, I got a little something at the end. It's almost like a as weird as it sounds, it's almost like a you ever had like a dry white wine, like a Pinot Grigio?
I want to say yes, but I don't know. I don't know my wines.
I feel like that's what I sort of got at the tail end of this BRT02, which was kind of neat. I didn't get that the first time, and I feel like that's not something I've really gotten in previous whiskeys, like a Pinot Grigio.
I just don't know what that is.
It's like a dry white wine. We should do a wine video.
Okay.
One day.
Well, let us know if you want to do a wine video.
Yeah, we'll do a wine video. I mean, we're drinks and chill, not whiskey and chill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Even though I feel like whiskey and chill just sort of rolls off the tongue better.
Right? No, because then we wouldn't be able to do scotch and stuff like that.
Scotch is still whiskey.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, because they can't name themselves whiskey. No, it's bourbon that they can't say. They can still say whiskey, right?
Yeah, well, bourbon, like Scotch and bourbon they're both types of whiskey.
Yeah.
They're just different. Yeah. Like...
They just can't say it.
All Scotch is whiskey, all bourbon is whiskey. But not all bourbon, or not all whiskey is bourbon or Scotch.
Okay.
It's sort of like the square and rectangle thing.
Oh.
Like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Okay,
Yep.
never
all
mind.
right.
Never mind. No, but I mean, we do like cocktails and stuff, and...
Well, we did. We don't really do that often anymore.
Yeah.
Should we go back to that?
Yeah, we should.
What is it?
Charlemagne is asking, do you have a Maker's 46 cask strength? You can compare your favorite one of these two. You know what? We don't have Maker's 46 cask strength. But one of the stores around here has a store pick that is, it's specs. And they have a store pick that, and here, let me just show you one of the store picks that we do have is this one, which is actually the Maker's Mark gift shop pick. But you can see where it has, maybe it'll focus, I don't know. But it shows like how many of each stave is in there. So the spec store pick has 10 of the like the French oak staves, which is basically what Maker's 46 cask strength is. It's the Maker's Mark with the French oak staves. So
I didn't get this one.
So what it basically is it's basically Maker's 46 cask strength, because the way that the staves that they use are the same ones they use for Maker's 46 cask. So one of these days I just need to buy that.
Yeah.
But
so it's a little bit different, but almost similar.
Yeah, because I've never tried the Maker's 46 cask strength. I've tried the 46, like just the regular 46, but
yeah, I did the 46 French oak. And I like that one. That one was good.
yeah, that one is really good. But there's a cask strength version of that.
Okay.
So the spec store pick like stave profile is probably as close as you can get to that without actually getting that, because the 46 cask strength could be a little bit hard to find.
Yeah, the one I got was it Total Wine? I think it was Total Wine.
Yeah.
Total Wine stores pick. It was good. I enjoyed that one. I drank that way too fast.
Yeah.
Before I knew it, it was gone. I was like, oh no. I gotta, like be like this guy and kind of savor them.
But you know what? It might not be a bad idea to try this one now that I'm thinking about it, because this is the Maker's Mark, or at least when I went in 2021, this was the Maker's Mark gift shop exclusive one. So let's try all these, and then we'll cap it off with trying this one.
Okay. And
we'll wrap it up, because we've been going a little bit longer than I think we meant to.
Oh, yeah.
The BRT02 has French staves as well. Which do you prefer, BRT02 or the store pick? I haven't tried that store pick, the one that I was talking about. It's been one that I've seen a few times and like always pondered getting, but not so much. But we'll try this one here from Maker's Mark. I mean, this obviously isn't the 46 French oak one, but it'll just be fun to kind of compare. That's going to be one that we need to pick out soon. That store pick.
What was that one? I can't see from here.
Yeah, that's the one I just read.
Oh, there's like two of them. That's why. Okay, never mind.
I feel like on this last go round, I feel like the BRT02 is still the best of these. I don't think my order has changed. The FAE01, I feel like made a on this last go round sort of. It's still probably at the end, but it's not at the end by as much as it was.
So it was like trying to claw its way back.
Yeah, it's like it's clawing its way back to like get into the top 3, but it didn't quite make it. But yeah, that BRT01, man. I think as a pair, I prefer the BRTs over the FAEs.
I think I prefer the BRTs as well.
Yeah.
Both with water and without.
Yeah. I don't think either of the FAEs needed water. The BRT02 did pretty well with water. And the 1 did well with water this time, but I don't think the 1 needs water. The 2 with water, though, especially on the smell, it just like, oh, it was so nice. Like, I could just sit there and just smelled that BRT02 with the 2 drops of water. Just, I could have just done that all day. It smelled so nice. But, yeah, the BRT one, yeah. It just, yeah. The BRTs, I think, are gonna take it for me over the FAEs.
Yeah, same here.
It's not to say that FAEs aren't bad. Like, if you see one of the FAEs, definitely recommend picking it up because they're all good. It's just the BRTs are just like a little bit.
Comparing them, that's what it'll happen. But
yeah, that's gonna happen anytime. But when you're comparing 4 really good bourbons, I mean, there's gonna be one that just doesn't quite end up as good as the others.
But like in our earlier videos, FAE 1 was basically top pick.
Oh yeah, well that was the first one that came out of all of these.
Yeah, and then FAO 2, we didn't really like it compared to FAO 1, but now redoing it,
I feel like I do like that one a little bit more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll need to pick up that store pick from Specs to see it. And if we can find a Maker's Mark 46, it would be fun to compare the actual 46 cask strength to that store pick, since theoretically they're done the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So, to cap off the stream, we're going to pour one more. And it's going to be the Maker's Mark Cinnamon Dolce. Maker's Mark Cinnamon Dolce. I keep forgetting I'm not wearing my microphone. It's here. Which was the Maker's Mark Distillery exclusive stave profile finish. This was picked up at Maker's Mark Distillery in September of last year. So I don't know if they still have the Cinnamon Dolce or if they have a different one now. But this is what they had at the time. So, Northwest Bourbon. Cheers, guys. Cheers to you as well, Northwest Bourbon.
Here we go. We'll do this one.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Very oaky on the taste.
Oh, smell too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting some vanilla in the smell. Are you getting the taste?
Yeah, a little bit. I just dove right into the taste on this one. I didn't really give the smell a chance.
Oh, okay.
You know, we did a video a while back where we compared the various Maker's Marks to each other. Like, basically the core line, which is the standard Maker's Mark, the 46, the cask strength, and the 101 to each other. And we also threw this one in. And I think of the 5, this one ranked like right in the middle.
Oh, okay.
I think we ranked the 46 and the 101 both above that one.
When did we do that?
We did that like a year or so ago.
Oh, okay.
That's been a while since we did that. I feel like that one is very smooth at the beginning, and then it kind of like hits you in the back of your throat.
I'm here just still smelling it, but okay.
No, I just like dove right into that one. Honestly, I do prefer all of these to this one. That one, and Northwest Bourbon recently did a video about like whiskey FOMO. basically like whiskeys, asking like what whiskeys that you bought or tried because due to like fear of missing out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I gotta buy that or else I won't be able to buy it again. And I feel like this was one for me.
Oh.
That when I was at the distillery, I'm like, oh man, when is the next time I'm gonna be at the distillery and like able to buy this? So I bought it, even though they didn't let us try it. I bought it, and I'm just kind of like, ugh. It was just all right. I didn't need to buy it. Yeah, Northwest Bourbon is saying, I love the Maker's 46. I don't understand the Maker's hate. The spicy cherry notes are awesome. Yeah, the Maker's 46 is really good. I think
we never talked about the cherry. I guess that's something that should be expected with them, but we never talked about them.
No, we didn't really mention it in this video, but I always get that cherry with Makers. Yeah.
We talked about the oak and vanilla.
Mm-hmm. And the caramel.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Maker's 46 is it's really good. And like you said, you downed that bottle really fast.
The French oak? Oh, yeah. The store pick that they did. Because I asked the guy in front, is this a good one? He's like, well, they're all good. So, I mean.
Yeah. I don't know if it is that cherry that sets some people off. Because there are, and I've seen other like YouTubers who just don't care for Maker's Mark at all.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's that or if it's because it's a wheated bourbon. Mm-hmm. Like they use wheat in their mash bill instead of rye. But I don't know. Maker's Mark, there's definitely something unique about Maker's Mark that kind of sets it apart. But I feel like that's what I like about them.
I think that French oak is the one that I drank the fastest out of all the ones I bought. Mm. And I bought like different types of scotches and I still haven't opened the one that you gave me.
Oh.
So I'm waiting on that one to bring it to you.
Yeah. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with the cinnamon dolce at all. It's just if I had never tried this one, I probably would have been okay. Because I feel like right here I have 4 other Maker's Marks, even the FAE one, that I prefer to this one.
I do like the spiciness to it.
Mm-hmm. It's not bad. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like, oh yeah, this is terrible. It's just Maker's Mark has others that are better.
Maker's Mark sets such a high standard for us that it's one of those that is hard to compete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that's a store one, but what does it normally cost for that specific one?
This one was like $80.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, I feel like I overpaid a little bit for this one. That's why I was alluding to his video about FOMO. Because like that's why I bought that one, just because I was like, oh, I'm not gonna have another chance to buy that. Like, you know, I'm not. Who knows when I'm gonna be back at Maker's Mark Distillery, and like, oh, I just gotta get it. Like, it just that's why I bought it. That's the only reason I bought it. Because it's not like we tried it in the like the tasting or anything when we did the tour.
Oh.
Or just like I bought it blind, and that's probably the most expensive bottle I've ever bought just blind. Like, and when I say blind, meaning like having not tried it before. So it's
so like the French oak that I bought, and I bought that at Total Wine, right? That's one, Total Wine.
Oh yeah. Oh, Twin Liquors.
The small one next to the big HP.
Yeah.
Okay, Twin Liquors. And so when I bought that one, that was only 50. I think it was like 55. I think it was like 55, which is the most expensive I ever bought.
Did you buy like a big bottle or something?
No, it was smaller than that bottle.
Oh.
It was that size bottle. Wait, I think so. I can't really see it. It's like one of the square bottle.
Oh, okay.
I think it was that bottle. But anyway, so I did the 46 French oak, and that was like 50, 55. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that one. That was really good.
I think that one has gone up a little bit now that I think about it, because that bottle used to be like $35.
Oh, okay. So apparently I overpaid something that I liked.
Well, no, but like they changed the label on that one, and because here, let me show you. This is that bottle, Maker's Mark 46.
Oh, it was a little bit bigger than that bottle.
Yeah,
It was when I'm sorry,
but
the square bottle, but it was like smaller than that one, but bigger than that one.
yeah, because here it says whiskey barrel finish with 10 French oak staves.
Yeah, mine had this label.
Yeah,
And it said French oak, and then it showed store pick.
yeah. See, this is the old label
Okay.
because they recently changed it.
Oh.
So
is
the
that
one
why you got it?
the one you got was probably the new label.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that one has gone up in price lately.
Oh, okay. So I got it. It still was really good. That was the fastest one I drank out of all the Maker's or any of the whiskeys I purchased.
Yeah.
I think the next one was probably a Glenlivet. Was probably the fastest.
Yeah, I remember you brought that Glenlivet 15 over like at the beginning of the year, and that one was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I think comes down to your personal preference. Like for me, the BRTs had the caramel. These two had the vanilla as the dominant note. Caramel dominant, vanilla dominant. This one is just sort of like...
It just has some spiciness to it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of the point because it's called cinnamon dolce. But... yeah, it's just...
some tanginess.
Yeah.
Sharpness. But I don't know if that's the tanginess or the...
I feel like I did, like at the end of there, I got that cherry big time, which I really like.
Yeah.
But I would still say either of these over this one. I think Maker's Mark, the thing I like about Maker's Mark, and we'll wrap up this stream soon because we've gone way past
what we're talking about. Yeah.
But the thing I like a lot about Maker's Mark is that they're one of the few like big distilleries that isn't afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the smaller distillers, like the craft distillers, they'll experiment because they don't produce at a big enough or at a large enough scale to...
Or if something doesn't go well, they won't lose that many bottles.
Yeah. But Maker's Mark experiments with these, like with these limited releases and the various like store picks and the stave profiles. And I that's just something I like about what they do, just in not so much about how it tastes, but just like in principle.
Mm-hmm. Like how many would be willing to do, even if it's a limited release, because limited release for Maker's Mark is still a lot.
Yeah.
We'll go like, okay, we'll try this one for our, what was it, like the two locations of barrels. What were they?
Oh yeah, like the top of the warehouse and the bottom of the warehouse.
Top of the warehouse.
Yeah. And and that's the thing also about Maker's Mark that I really like about their limited releases, because a lot of these distillers, when they do a limited release, it really is like a limited release. Like you'll be lucky to get your hands on it. Whereas with these, it's pretty easy to find once it hits your area. Maybe like when it first hits your area and people like buy them up, then okay, it's not like you're not going to get it right away. But just wait a little bit, and you after a couple of months, it'll get to the point where you can find them in the store pretty regularly. Like the FAE 01 and 02 were both in the store for a few months after they came out. The BRT 01 and 2.
You found that long after too, right?
Yeah, well, they came out in September, so just a couple months ago, and I feel like I got kind of lucky with those because I found them at Total Wine.
Oh, okay.
But here in the next like month or 2 or 3, we'll probably be able to see them like at Specs or Twin Liquors, because I feel like they tend to stick around a little bit longer. And if you frequent the store enough, you'll be able to get your hands on the Maker's Mark limited releases more so than those from other distilleries. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Maker's Mark is always great.
Yep,
I love it.
All right.
Well, I think The BRTs take it for me. The
Yeah,
BRT
same here.
02 specifically.
I think mine's like the BR2 or BRT2 and then the FAE2 are the two that I would always try to look out for, even though I can't look out for them anymore.
Yeah, or at least not the FAE. The BRTs are still out there though.
Oh, okay. Well, not when this. Oh, wait, no, never mind.
Yeah, the BRTs are still out there. But the like the FAE2 and the BRT1 are just like they're almost neck and neck for me. But honestly, the FAE02 probably overtakes the BRT just by like a smidge. Mm-hmm. But I think overall the BRTs are still better.
I wouldn't have thought about the FAE01 being the last place on this one.
No, I wouldn't have either. Especially how much we liked it when
outside
we
of the
it
whole
first.
cinnamon one.
Yeah. Charlemagne says, unfortunately, here in Monterey, California, and the surrounding areas, the limited releases never show. Really? That's
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's surprising. We're here in Texas,
and we get the very, I would say, the tail end of things too.
Yeah, like when these things are released, we usually see them like a few months later, because these were released in September, and we just now saw them last year. Because the FAO2 was released in September, and I didn't see it until like the end of December. So I think it takes a while to get to us here, but it does get here eventually, and once it gets here, it kind of sticks around. Northwest Bourbon is saying, yeah, we haven't seen the BRTs in Washington yet, but when those maker special releases do hit our area, they stay on the shelf longer than some of the others, like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and Larceny Barrel Proof, as you were saying. Yeah, okay. Like I guess they released them in larger quantities. Yeah, Charlemagne, it surprises me that they don't show up in California. I would just keep looking on the shelves yet, like maybe around late this year, early next year. Because, I mean, just from what I've seen and what I've heard, they tend to stick around a little bit longer than the others. So, yeah, I would keep an eye out for those. But, yeah, these are all really good.
Yeah. I remember, like, I was trying to get him as a gift for the FAE02. I was, like, calling. All of a sudden, I get, like, a text. Guess what I got? I'm like, oh, my God, that's terrible.
I remember you sent me... I found the BRTs in San Antonio when I visited last week. Yeah, that's where we are. Yeah. You might have gotten them at the same store I did. Total Wine at the Rim. That's where I got them. So if you were in San Antonio and found them there, then that's the same place I got them. Maybe we saw each other.
Just one of those things.
Yeah, right?
Small world.
Yeah. But, yeah, like I remember just going to the store and I looked on the shelf and there was the FAO2 and I was like, so I bought it, and then I sent it to this guy, like, hey, look what I found. And he was like, oh, who'd you have to sleep with for that? I still remember that text message. But, yeah, I think...
because I kept calling, and all the places I called were like, what's that? What's that? Like, Maker's Mark? Oh, okay. Let me check. Then, like, 2 minutes later, no, we don't have that. Oh. Then, like, I just get this call from him.
Charlemagne says that is exactly the place. Dang, I wonder. That's crazy. Yeah, so we bought it at the same exact store. That's awesome. Yeah, Total Wine. I lucked out with the FAO1 there at Total Wine. Also found the Old Forester King Ranch there. Ooh, I've been wanting to try that one. We haven't been able to pick that one up yet. The Old Forester King Ranch. It's like a Texas exclusive one.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the lookout for that one because I do want to try that one.
All right. Hopefully I can find this one before this guy. This guy's got connections.
I don't have connections.
He has connections.
I just go to the liquor store a lot.
He goes to the liquor store and they're like, hey, I have something that you want to try.
Okay, so that did happen once.
It happened twice.
It happened once.
I thought it was twice.
Well, so it happened... Okay, I guess it happened twice because I went into the liquor store once and I bought a bottle of... Or I went up to the cash register with a bottle of the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. And the reason I bought it was another one of those FOMO things. I was like, ooh, this doesn't show up that often. So I went up there and the guy was like, I guess because I was buying that bottle, he was like, "Oh, you know what? We got some other really good stuff in too." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, you know, you didn't see it back there?" I was like, "No, I didn't see it back there." He was like, "Oh, it's back there. You just didn't look hard enough." Like, and I was like, "Okay, well, you just want to tell me what it is or where it is?" And he was like, "Oh, it's back there, man. You just need to look again." And I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna take this for now, and I'll get it next time." And he was like, "Oh, I won't be here next time, man. Trust me." Like, okay, fine. And he's like, "You should go back there and look." Okay, fine. So I went back there and looked, and I'm walking back over to the bourbon area, and he's like, "You passed it, man. Look to your left." And I looked to my left, and what I found were these two bottles, Weller 12 and Stag Junior. This is batch 15. And they were in the Canadian whiskey section. Like, they were there with all, like, the Crown Royal and the 40 Creek and all that. And, like, honestly, I would never have thought to look there. I just would have never looked in that section. So now whenever I go to that store, I look everywhere in the store. Like, I look in the Canadian whiskey section, the Scotch section, tequila, rum, the amaretto, the beer. Like, I just look all over that store to see where they're hiding stuff. Because, like, these were just sitting on the shelf. Not on the bourbon shelf, but they were sitting on the shelf. They're just, up for grabs. And they were MSRP as well. This was $50 and this was $70. So, like, it was just, like...
The still lifetime.
Yeah. But the one thing he did hook me up with was an Eagle Rare. I went there, like, a while later and to buy something. He's like, "Hey, man, I got an Eagle Rare in the back. You want it?" It's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, let me get it for you." So those were, like, the two times that I, like...
He's got the connections, hookups.
I guess so.
I'm here, like, calling all over the place and, like, "No, we don't have it. We don't have it." This guy, I got what you need.
It's because I always go to the same store, so, it's just the guy, like, gets to know me. But, yeah, Northwest Bourbon says, "At my local Total Wine, I will find some of the local craft whiskeys that I'm looking for over in the rice section." Yeah, I've noticed that about Total Wine. They'll sort of put things in interesting places.
It's like an Easter hunt.
Yeah, like they'll put... I've seen them have, like, some bourbons over in the, like, the American whiskey section, or vice versa.
Really? Excuse you.
Excuse me. Guys, how is the stream quality going? Is it
Is it choppy? Is it okay?
Because on our screen here it looks choppy, but it shows excellent connection, so I'm not sure. Northwest Bourbon asked Charlemagne how the King Ranch was. The King Ranch has a funky taste to it. It's a good pour, but I prefer the 1920. I may still have to pick up that King Ranch if I can find it, just because it is a Texas thing. I was sad that I wasn't able to get the Highland Park Texas edition, which came out a few years ago.
Oh, it's a limited thing? It wasn't?
Yeah, it was like a Texas-only thing.
No, I mean, like, limited as not a limited area, but limited as time frame.
I think so.
Oh,
yeah, because I haven't seen that Highland Park Texas edition. But, yeah. Anyway.
What does that say? Oh.
Northwest Bourbon says it's been really good until now. All of a sudden you got choppy.
Oh.
Well, I wonder why, because we are hardwired now. Maybe that's just a sign it's time for us to end the stream, because we've been going on a little bit longer than we meant to. We were like, we're going to go for an hour. And it's been like an hour and a half. So anyway, thank you all for those of us who joined us, those of you who are watching the replay. Thank you very much. And like I said, those of you who have gotten to try any of these, even if you haven't tried all four, let us know which one has been your favorite, the FAE01, FAE02, BRT01, or BRT02. And we'll do another live stream here, maybe, I don't know, in a few weeks.
Yeah. We'll have one in December, and if you do like them, then we'll do more often.
Yeah. But yeah. Right now, we're kind of planning on like it being a monthly thing, but we may kind of up it if you guys do like these. So thank you so much for watching this live stream, and we will see you next time.
Cheers.
My glass is just empty, but that's fine.
It's terrible, dude.
There's a little bit left.
Mm-hmm.